For many months, we've been telling you about the decline in Disney World attendance. It's a very big deal. Disney World is by far and away the largest contributor of profits to the Walt Disney Company. It is the crown jewel, no doubt. And now, there's no doubt that we've been right all along. Today, we're bringing in third parties to confirm that yes, attendance is in decline, even if Disney puts it in the minds of shareholders that that's not happening. Hello folks, welcome back. It's a small world after all, but sometimes it can feel very big. And out of all the videos you could have clicked on, you chose us. We consider that a true privilege and honor, and the responsibility is on us to bring you the news in a truthful way. Folks, that's what we're gonna do as we get underway. All we ask is that you click the like button, and let's journey down Main Street, USA together, where there's not that many people apparently taking pictures of the castle anymore. All right, take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen, out of that Park Place. Marvin Montanaro has this one. More outlets confirm reports of plummeting Walt Disney World crowd levels this summer. Worst June since 2021 lockdowns. Well, Vash. It would appear that at last, we've got some friends out there, some truth tellers out there joining us and saying what we've been telling you folks for the past few months. I don't want to disparage. Now, there are quite a few out there, and especially, you won't believe this, privately. Folks, you wouldn't believe how many people that you know in the sphere of influence who reach out and privately and say, yep. I'm not going to tell you who they are. Won't do it, folks, but it says for weeks. That Park Place and the WDW Pro YouTube channel have been reporting that Walt Disney World crowd levels are far lower than expected this summer. Now, respected data tracker touringplans.com has echoed the same findings, calling this one of the slowest Junes Disney has seen in over a decade. Outside of the 2020 closures and 2021's limited attendance lockdown reopening. In its weekly crowd calendar recap, Touring Plans dropped the following bombshell. We're now looking at one of the slowest Junes on record in the past decade. The only slower June was 2021. Now, Vash, if I look at the old decadometer, shows me that would go back to 2015. That this is the slowest summer for Disney World since 2015, Vash.
Yep.
Now, Vash, I see you've got something ready to put on your screen. So, Vash, I will go to you. First, tell us, is this a surprise to you that now we're getting confirmation that as Epic Universe is opening and Disney is closing beloved attractions, Disney World is devoid of guests?
It's a surprise if you haven't been keeping track of what's been going on and maybe just been hearing or listening to Josh D'Amaro talk about how, well, our bookings are looking very strong. I think also Hugh Johnston, the CFO of the company, also said something similar. But to everybody else who understands the unique dynamics playing out in Central Florida right now, especially with the opening of Epic Universe and the closures that have been happening at Walt Disney World, it's really no surprise. So the source of this specific report right here comes from Becky Gandelin of Touring Plans. Now, Touring Plans they really get the hard facts, let's say, when it comes to data from Walt Disney World. Now, unlike Thrill Data that just records wait times that they track and so forth. I'm not sure if they actually go into the parks themselves and verify data or whatever. I'm not too sure on that. I know Touring Plans does though. They have people in the parks almost every single day doing recon and examining the numbers and so forth. And in this blog, they actually talk about how off, let's say, the reported wait times were versus the actual wait times, something that we've been keeping track of here at that Park Place as well. You can kind of see right here. Remember how last week I said crowds would probably stay in the 3 to 5 range? That's Touring Plans' internal metric right there. I take it back. I take it all back. Not only did crowds levels stay low, they dropped even further. We're now looking at one of the slowest Junes on record in the past decade. The only slower June was in 2021 during the pandemic, and to be fair, in 2020 when the parks were still closed. If this trend holds, we're going to have to rename Cool Kids Summer to Ghost Town Summer. Sure, if it's hot and if you can handle the heat, you'll love the short waits. But doesn't get much better than this. Let's take a look at just how empty things got in the past week. And you can see just the sheer drop off of the crowds that have that have come to Walt Disney World looking to experience their vacations.
Vash, you're telling me that last week crowd levels dropped?
Yeah, so they've been on a downward trend that all of June. I mean, it's
the reason I'm saying that I'm a little bit more shocked is because, and I believe you because I've actually got the data in front of me right now. We'll show that in a minute. But Vash, we're in June. This is June. This is summer vacation time. July gets the 4th and then the week after, and then people start getting ready to go back to school. It's really hot. August is miserably hot in Orlando. I mean, August is just, people shouldn't live there in August. They should leave. They should go to Montana or something. It's inhospitable. Even the alligators say we're out. We're going to the ocean. They don't do that, folks. But okay, so August is miserable. The crowds crash. But it's June. It's June. This is prime time, baby. And you're telling me that the crowds are dropping. In surprising ways, even to people who track these things for a living. You can see right here. Here I was thinking that last week's low June crowds were representative of how the summer was going to go. But then crowds went and got even lower. It's impressive, really. On average, wait times in the first half of June are roughly half of what they were during the same time in 2017. That is an unbelievable figure. And then even for more granularity, Touring Plans goes on to say this: wait times June 10th through the 16th, attractions with the highest average posted wait at each park. Hollywood Studios Slinky Dog Dash was the highest, and that was at 67 minutes, but it was 71 minutes 2 weeks ago. Epcot's Cosmic Rewind, the top end at 64 minutes for attractions in that park, whereas it topped out at 83 minutes last week. Tron at Magic Kingdom, 58 minutes. It was at 72 minutes last week. Animal Kingdom, Flight of Passage, 55 minutes, was 64 minutes the last week. Holy wait time drops, Batman. The headliners at each park all saw significant drops in their average wait times to an already slow beginning of June, when there were only 2 attractions in all of Walt Disney World that average a posted wait of over an hour. That's rare in a lovely week, and those are posted waits. The actual waits are only about 2/3 of what is posted. That is extraordinary, absolutely insane to have a drop off even on your major attractions at each one of your parks be so profound. Nolan, do you think it's Epic Universe, or do you think that it's an overall market atmosphere where people are just saying no to Disney for whatever reason?
The answer is both. At the end of the day, right now, especially with how much they've been zoning in on trying to, as someone who's a major voucher for needing more young adult, teenager type entertainment in our society, Disney has been made for families, and they've been going after, the double income, no kids group. And the reality is, when you go to a vacation spot with a family, you're gonna, whether you need to or not, you're going to spend a lot of money there. It's just the reality. Whether you have it or not, you're gonna spend a lot of money. Instead of going for groups like 5 to 10, right now they're going for smaller groups. And a lot of people, whether you're a young adult, an old person, whatever have you, money is tight right now. It's just the reality of it. There's a reason everyone's complaining about the grocery prices and the gas prices, and it's hurting the vacation industry. It doesn't help you have a much better theme park right down the street that has literally all the things every kid is talking about, from Mario, How to Train Your Dragon, whatever have you. It's a bit of both, and they're unfortunately in a situation now where they just pick their poison, because the best things they can now pull to combat that are IPs from 20-something years ago, like Monsters, Inc. There is a legitimate concern here, and the biggest issue, honestly, isn't even the pricing. It's not even Epic Universe. It's negligence. They're ignoring problems that presented themselves, and they're acting like everything's okay, and it's not.
Well said. Well said. Lauren, the thing that I'm watching here is that I can't say that it's inflation. And the reason I can't say it's inflation, I can't say that it's less disposable income, is because I've got private messages coming to me from people working at Epic Universe and people who are friends with people working at Epic Universe. And, I've got cast members sending me messages, and I know the vibe that is going on where Epic is doing great. They opened it at low capacity on purpose. They're increasing it. Universal Studios is crowded like crazy. And then Disney, although, Vash, this is a picture before it opened. We'll say that. We don't want to cheat too much. I mean, there is a hole we'll go to.
I'm giving people visuals, but yes, this is before it opens.
Vash is like, yeah, you want to see some empty? I'll show you 6 a.m. baby.
It's all gone. They're gone.
When it's not that all the Central Florida theme parks are in decline. It's just Disney.
Yeah, I think that Disney's got a stink on it, and I kind of hate to say that, but I think that the general public feels like the content that they're producing is not up to their par. They have destroyed portions of their park and are in the process of destroying portions of their parks that are legacy Walt attractions, and they're price gouging. And when you take all of those things into account, the audience feels disrespected. And if you're not respected, you're not inclined to reward the person that's disrespecting you, or in this case, the corporation. So I'm not surprised by this. I just don't know how they deal with it. They have bled so much talent, and they have so much that they have to maintain, and to try and even, I guess that's the way I should frame it, is to try to maintain what they have versus compete with what they're trying to go up against. That's a really, really heavy lift. Something drastic has to change. But even if it does, how do you catch up at this point? They rested on their laurels too long.
This is the warning I would give, okay? Disney, if you're listening, not the Disney, but you, the folks who work for Disney, listen in. Pro Channel, right? We're kind of a thing. You guys listen to us, we know. Listen to us for a minute. You rarely do what we say, but when you do, it goes your way. Like, it makes you really happy when you do what we are telling you would be the market preferred action. The decisions you are making right now with Rivers of America and Muppet Vision and so much else, they are quadrupling down on what has already caused you to drown in a sea of not seeing so many people move through your turnstiles. There's a way to fix that, and that is stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Get away from the phones, bring back the fun, extend your hours, go back to FastPass, put new attractions in new places that don't destroy stuff, go back to the drawing board, leave the legacy items alone unless they're absolutely, but listen, you want to take out A Bug's Life, nobody is complaining. You take out Muppet Vision, everybody complains. You take out Rivers of America, people go apoplectic. So guess what? The Bug's Life was a good decision. You can do a 180 on the others. How's that for a change? Do that, Disney. And by the way, dinosaurs are evergreen popular with kids. You get rid of them from Animal Kingdom, which you already did. Guess what? Universal's going to make even more of those suckers, and kids are going to go see them, especially boys that you need. All right. Get in here, panel. I just said a lot. What do you say about it?
Well,
Bro, you've been saying everything I've been thinking for like a year now. Dinosaurs. Boys love dinosaurs. Can they not comprehend that? And the biggest monstrosity of everything they've done is Animal Kingdom. Because Vash was just pulling up all those wait times, and it's always, flight of passage. What else is there to do at Animal Kingdom right now? Except, there's Dinosaur, but that one's about to close. Except go to the zoo. Because they're closing everything there is to do in that park. That one spot where the show is, like the big pond where they used to have that late night show. Well, they don't do late night stuff anymore, so it's just there to look at the water.
I've got an idea, Nolan. Okay, so they don't want the dinosaurs. Don't know why. Maybe it's because Jurassic Park and Jurassic World are eating them alive. Okay, cool. Get your dinos out here. Hey, Disney, they just made some dire wolves. I'm not getting into the science of it. Don't ask me if they're real. Disney, Lauren, how dare you? Disney, get the dang dire wolves. Send in one of your choppers. Send in a Mickey Mouse chopper and steal the wolves. Take them for your own to Animal Kingdom. And if you can find some dodos, Nab those two and start a little chicken stand down there too, where people can pretend to eat the dodos. Bingo, bango, bongo. Lauren's going to go to Disney World.
Child mauled at beloved park.
I can't speak to dodos, but I can speak to attendance and what we're seeing here that's maybe left out in this conversation. Because, look, I would love for all people to go to the parks and be treated equally. But we know that Disney doesn't do that because, well, not everybody in the park has the same, let's say, spending potential, right? And that's why they have these different categories and so forth. That's why they have these different tiers of different packages and all of that stuff that we know.
Vash, are you telling me that Disney categorizes poor people as spending unpotentiality? Spenders.
They have, I would say, their hierarchy of guests, right? And so I think income qualified is their term. Yes, indeed. They have
Disney World because you're poor. I mean, sorry, Kenny. You're spending unpotentialed.
Yes. I suspect a lot of the guests in right now might actually be annual pass holders. And that this is not to disparage annual pass holders, but we do know that on average, they do spend less per day than maybe somebody who is only there for, like, let's say 10 days or 7 days or maybe even 3 days, right? And they only have so much time to spend in Walt Disney World. And so it's like, okay, well, we're definitely going to get that merchandise out of them today because obviously we're not going to be here for maybe 10 years or maybe ever, right? Versus somebody who is like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and hold off because I'll be here next week. That's kind of the difference.
That is why Disney needs to institute the Turnomatic 5000. The Turnomatic 5000 brings in the annual pass holder, sometimes referred to inappropriately as the pass holder, and it in through a very special turnstile. It looks like the rainbow tunnel from the Imagination's Pavilion of yore, and they bring you into that so that you know you're a somebody. It clamps onto your ankles, lifts you up, gives you a Mickey Mouse hat that it puts while you're upside down, but it shakes you for some reason that pass holders don't quite understand, but it feels good. It shakes you while it holds you upside down, and Disney then takes all of that money it has extricated from the wallets of pass holders and puts it forth to a charity of Bob Iger's choosing. That's how they can finally increase those revenues from those darn rascally annual pass holders who just won't pay up like the once-a-generation visitors.
Well, we did see that Bob Chapek, I believe he was talking about implementing some type of a loyalty program system with annual passes and all kinds of stuff, but that was days of yore now. When you're looking at this, there are definitely different people who actually go to these parks that maybe spend less than others. We talk about annual pass holders versus day ticketers, but then we also talk about international guests. And the international guests, on average, spend a lot more per day at Walt Disney World than maybe, let's say, your domestic guest or your annual pass holder. And you have Club 33, and you have Golden Oak, and you have all kinds of stuff. But out of those three, international attendance is very, very important. I do wonder if we're not just seeing attrition of all guests, but I do wonder if the attrition that we are seeing is most profound in international visitors. And if it is, that means that even with the price cuts, I believe Touring Plans talks about how this is like the cheapest time, maybe if you do the deals right, since 2017. Maybe that's true, maybe that's not. I'm not quite sure about that because obviously the dynamics have very much changed when going to a Disney park nowadays. But putting that aside, even with this price elasticity hitting a very low level, at least for the modern era, we're still not seeing maybe domestic tourists. We haven't seen the augmentation of maybe annual pass holders filling up those ranks. And also, too, I would bet my bottom dollar that international guests are simply not coming. We saw that, a lot of Canadians talking about, oh, we're not going to visit Florida in the summer or whatever. It's like, okay, whatever. But I do wonder if that European market has returned. I do wonder if the Latin American market has returned. And if that is the case, combined with that price elasticity, revenues might be down greatly. And we're already getting indications that they might be at their other stalwarts like DCL, for example, Disney Cruise Line. We'll be covering that story and more tomorrow on That Park Blaze. But
there's the Hall of Presidents, Vash. They just need to get the Trump animatronic running. Come on, Disney. This is the way to drive. Everybody will go if you have him get up there and say,
They said I'd never be back, but they're really back, baby. I'm bigger and better and more hydraulic than ever before.
Like, that's what they needed. If it was just a Trump robot ribbing on the audience that Disney never thought that they would have to do this. Like 30 minutes of that, we'll all do it. And frankly, Vash, you dismissed the Turn-O-Matic 5000, sir. But I'm here to tell you, I can already see the Disney adults, the influencers, the pixie dusters, the cupcakers. I can see them right now being held up by those ankle stirrups, just lifted up in the air, their money raining out of their wallets. And once they're done, Mickey hands them a little tiny cupcake, enjoy your $2 cupcake. And they're like, I'm special. They don't listen. They'll love it. They'll think they're really a somebody because they got the Turn-O-Matic.
I mean, look, Disney's all about making money, right? And they're always looking for revenue opportunities. So, that's as valid as any other idea that I've heard. Nolan, I think you had a thought, though, real fast.
Yeah, no, you were talking about opportunities here. Chapek had the idea of having a loyalty system for the pass holders. I think that's a fantastic idea, except I think they just need to flip that around. Let's see how loyal the C-suite's being to the pass holders, like how well they treat them. How many rides are they getting rid of right now? I think that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, indeed. They just... it's kind of sad how Disney has dismissed annual pass holders in the past, and they seem to only lean on them when times are tough. Well, c'est la vie on that, I suppose. But this was an opportunity that Magic Kingdom had and the other parks that Walt Disney World had, in which you could have highlighted what made these parks amazing by maybe, instead of getting rid of Muppet Vision 3D, maybe adding to it, maybe taking that, that projection and maybe, I don't know, scanning it in, turning it into 4K, and boom, you have renewed interest in that attraction. You could have had so many opportunities to really separate yourself apart from Universal with its big new attractions, the most technologically advanced theme park on Earth. You could have separate yourself from that by leaning in to, I think, what people remember from their childhood and want to pass down to their kids. Instead, they went the complete opposite direction and said, no, we're going new. We're going to get rid of what you loved. And I think that was a big mistake. I think the word got out that a lot of attractions were to be closed. I think Epic Universe was a more compelling offer, and that's where people went.
Well, folks, we'll leave it there. We'll pull it up one more time. The chart shows you the declining attendance over the year. And if we scroll up on a thrill data, scroll down, you can see that month by month, attendance year by year declining. Time for Disney to turn to something other than the Turn-O-Matic. Apparently, they've been Turn-O-Maticing away their audiences now since the pandemic. This is it, folks. Verified by multiple sources. We've been saying it. Others have been denying it. Now they can deny it no more. The floor has fallen out at the Magic Kingdom, the happiest place on Earth, now trying to find somebody to spend some big money once more. And folks, we have come to the end yet again. Another video of excellence in the can. What a joy it has been to share time with you. We hope you enjoyed it as well. If so, consider clicking that like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. And as always, drop a comment down below. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, so waste not yours. Join a community dialogue today, just on down below. Folks, we are going to say farewell for now, but we will see you back for is more, and that's how many videos we put out every single day here on the Pro Channel. Hope you enjoy them all. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Jump into the water!
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.